if I have to go back, I swear to God, I will not choose that life. Although I still believe that it's still the best life that I could have had as a kid. It was the best thing for me that I needed.
I read you were a loner as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really a loner by choice, by decision. It just happened like that. When I was a kid, I get to the point that I understand my reality. Then I stopped trying to make friends. And I think that was even the best thing that happened to me. You know, like I just accept my situation and just take it as it was. But you're the kids that come with your shoes that is, I don't know, like no right, and then they're gonna kick you out of school, of the classroom someday because you didn't just have a pen to take note.
So you had to pay to go to school?
Oh yeah, we paid to go to school. So everyone wanna step back. Nobody is very interested to be your friend. You want to be a friend, you want to fit in, you know. You're just a kid, you know, you want to belong.
Right.
But you don't belong, it's hard to find. You never bring food at school to share with somebody. So nobody want to share with you because usually when kids share with you, it's in the expectation that tomorrow maybe you share with them as well, but you never bring anything.
Right.
Nobody want to share with you. Nobody want to even hang out around. After 1 year with my parents being divorced, I was with my aunt, was just 7 years old. And one day I asked my aunt, which is the bigger sister of my mom, I asked her like, why my dad and my mom couldn't live like your husband and you? That wasn't a good question to ask because she didn't understand how a 7 years old kid can understand something like that, can think like that. So for them, I was just a spirit living in the kid body. So they always believe, she passed away like 5 years ago, but even though she believed that I wasn't just me, like a spirit was living in me, she didn't understand that I was just missing my family so much that I was able to notice stuff like that because all the time I'm looking at this, I'm like, where's my own parent?
Right.
I'm seeing them with their kid, I'm like, where's my own parent? Why my own parent?
You wanted what they had.
I wanted what they had. So from the moment that I'm missing those stuff, I notice it. No other kids started to work at that age.
Right.
Right? Like 9-year-old working in the sand quarry, what the hell can you do? Lucky for me, I was bigger than 9 years old, so I could have carried that, and I was strong. We had to do that in order to sustain. Later on, when we were a teenager, other kids were coming, maybe around 14, 13, other kids were now coming to do that because they feel like, okay, this is the age that they can start. So we were like the teacher, like teaching them how to start, how to walk, you know, walking them through everything. I would work in the sand mine because I was always concerned about my life, like future, think about my future, like, okay, what will happen at this moment? And I would work in the sand mine. I see this guy, like maybe 55, 60 years old, he's shivering sand. I would look at him and then like have like, you know, feel weird, like this, you know, like have a goosebump, like shit. So if I don't do something, I'm gonna find myself here at 60 years or something. That's not going to happen.
Right.
There's no way that that's gonna happen. He has to change. He has to be different. And that's happened to me a lot. Even when I left the village, I went to the city. We were carrying merchandise, unloading truck and stuff. And there was still people older that was working that job. And now I'm like, man, so if I stay here, if I get settled, I might just end up like this guy because this guy actually just think like, oh, okay, let's just do it, and then didn't think of tomorrow, and then year just go by. He didn't realize. Then now I'm like, no, I have to be awake. I have to be awake. Notice the time going, and because this can end like this, I can find myself here at this age. But the problem is that, like, when you have those kind of thought, if you express it, then it's kind of like insulting those people. And then in Africa, like, when when a elder person feel insulted by you, is very disrespectful, right? So I'm in the village, maybe I'm 10 years old, 12, 15 years old, and they all believe that I'm gonna become a farmer or a carpenter or maybe go learn mechanic and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a professional fighter. They'll be like who? Nobody has ever done that here. Like, it's not meant for us, right? It's not for us. It's for somebody.
Right.
Look around you, and this is your reality.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I agree, but although I still want to give it a shot. So therefore, it seems like, okay, you are looking down to people like you didn't have a better life, you didn't choose a better job, and then they started feel that and reject on you. They didn't, just because nobody has a dream big enough to understand that you are just dreaming. So that's how like my upbringing was also tough, because like just keep dreaming, just have this mentality of a dreamer. He was something hard to manage out there in the middle of a people that they don't have dream, they don't expect something big to happen for them. And that set me to the point that people were like, oh, this kid is a bad kid. I was a very bad kid for people. Like when I go someplace, people didn't even want me to mix in the middle of their kid. I'm like, this kid is a bad kid. He's gonna intoxicate our kid right here. Like his mindset is not good. Like, his dream is so high. Like he's gonna end up robbing a bank because he want an easy life.
Right.
Like, to be honest, to this day, I don't blame those people not to believe me, because the reality around was tough enough to believe in something like that. But I was so driven by my dream. The power of my dream was so big, and I could feel that only on my own. I could share with people what I'm feeling, and I was so confident about it. And people was looking at me like, this kid is losing his mind, like he's out of the real world.
Right.
Like, come down on earth, bro.
Right.
You know, like. But one thing that I was doing, I created a virtual world in my mind, you know, because the life was so tough. A lot of things was missing in my life, that the only way that I could get those things right as I wanted was in my mind. And I created it, and I was living a life in my mind. I was living two lives, actually.
Right.
Like one on earth for real, and one just in my head. And it was a real life that I have a family and everything, and we go to school, everything is good. We come back home, there's food, we eat and go do our homework, everything like just perfect as I want, with my parents always at home, my siblings, which by the time I didn't even know where my other sibling were. One was here, the other one was there, two was there. We were all spread around. So the only way to reunite us was in my mind. It took me 14 months to get all the way to France. In fact, I was out there just for one year. I can say, yes, I was very determined. I was going again and again and again. I didn't settle, because some people at some point, they get tired, they get exhausted, they get burnt out, and they just go back in the city and sit. In the ocean, I fell 6 times, and he was the 7th time. I went to the gate like 3 times. It didn't work. The first time, I get really caught by the barbed wire.
Okay.
Really bad.
You got stuck.
Yeah, I still get some deep scar on me. That reminds me. I always prefer water, because I was more comfortable in water. Mm-hmm. But I finally succeeded the 7th time. And it was 1 year exactly from the day that I left Cameroon. Basically 1 year anniversary.
Wow.
From when I left Cameroon. So I remember when we get rescued by the Red Cross in the ocean. And I was there, and the other people, because it was 9 of us in this raft, this little swimming pool raft. And then they were celebrating, and I was just there thinking. Then just hit me. So some people was calling their family, but I've been there so long that I have nothing, even not a phone, no money, nothing. Even the reason why I was in that raft was because I have so much experience by failing that I was a captain. I don't know how to swim.
You said you like water more so than, but you can't swim.
No, I can't swim.
Right. Hold on, you in the Mediterranean Sea and you can't swim a lick?
No.
Oh my goodness.
So you think if you can swim, you can swim from the Mediterranean?
No, but I mean,
Okay, so that doesn't
no, I
matter.
ain't saying swim, but you can swim. I mean, I ain't gonna go straight down like a rock. I mean, I can stay afloat for a while.
And then what would be the end of it?
You can get back to the raft. If you fall out to the raft, if you press it.
No, then I will get back.
How?
If there's a possibility to get off to the raft, we have life jacket at least.
Oh, so where'd y'all get the life jackets from?
Oh no, the first rule is to have life jacket.
Okay.
You are going in the ocean.
Yes.
Hey, with this raft, he needs a little nail like this to blow that shit like, and it's over. Doesn't matter if you know how to swim. If you're in the middle of the ocean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So the bare minimum is the life jacket. And sometimes we don't have a life jacket. You know this thing that, I don't know how they call it, we call it in French vessie, that they put inside the tire.
Yeah, inner tube.
Huh?
Inner tube.
In the tube. Then we take it, we blow it, and then we cut the other one, we tie it, we put on our waist like this, we get it wrapped on our self like this. That one is even better than
better than life jacket.
and cheaper.
You said you didn't tell anybody that you were leaving. Why?
Because if I say I'm leaving, what would be your first question?
Where you going? Why?
Exactly. Where you going? And if I say I don't know, what would you think of me?
Well, since you don't know where you're going, well, you might as well stay here. I'm gonna try to talk you out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you might just think that I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Basically, that since I've been having this crazy dream that nobody understands, then now I wake up someday and say, oh, I'm going. Where are you going? I don't know. Come on, man. What the hell is that? Right? And also, he was so stressful. You don't know. You're walking into the unknown territory.
Yeah.
You don't know if you will ever come back or not. You don't know how it's out there. You don't know if you will make it, if you will survive. You don't know if you come back alive, or if even your body will ever come back, or if you come back, you will come back in 5 years or in 10 years. You don't know. I mean, like, how are you going to tell that to people?
You didn't think your family would be worried that you just took off and they didn't say, like, where's Francis? Francis didn't come. Where's Francis? Francis didn't.
Yeah, but if they're worried when I'm gone, that means I'm gone already.
That's the problem.
I'm gone already. So that's another thing. All night long, we are doing this all night long. We start our journey as soon as the nightfall, and then waiting in the morning, like maybe 5 to 6, it depends. The moment that they call prayer, because there's this prayer every morning that they call, and it's a sign. We are expecting the people that are watching, overnight watching, to go pray at that moment. So it's the opportunity for us to put the raft in the water. All night long, we will be watching the wave, because your raft is this big. And then sometimes the wave is coming all the way high here, and you look at the wave, you look at your raft, you're like, there's no way. And sometimes you force to go to those waves, and then he will take you and smash you back, and you better be on somewhere that there is sand, no rock, because if you go in between of rocks to put the raft, even if you find a spot to put the raft, sometimes when a wave is very big, they will grab you and slam you on those rocks.
Right. So on all those voyages, so what did you do to stay in shape? Because like you're a fighter, you said you always wanted to be a fighter. That was going to be your thing. So did you, like if you were in the forest, did you do push-ups? Did you do sit-ups? I mean, what did you...
I did push-up than I can do now. Like I get to the point that I was doing like 300 push-up a day, like 5 sections of 60 push-up.
Yeah.
Like normal, and
Right.
then with some apps, some stuff like that. But just because we have nothing to do, and then we get into Spain after that. Afterward, they put us in jail for 2 months. Nothing. You can't do anything there. Just maybe push up, work some bench.
Right.
Whatever you can do. Get in Paris. He was June 9th, and then it was a Sunday. And the next day, it was Monday, I just started walk around and ask for a gym until I found this gym. And it was around 4 p.m. And they were training, and I asked to see the coach. The coach wasn't there. There was a guy that was giving a class that day named DJ Kamau. So I asked if I can meet him. They say yes, wait until the end of the class. So after the end of the class, I met him and I explained the situation. I said, I just came from Africa, I'm asleep, I don't even have where to sleep, but it's okay. I'm not asking for, I just want a place to train because I'm gonna be a world champion. But he was a really good guy, and then he helped me a lot.
So when you came to the U.S., where did you go to? When you came to the U.S., where did you go first?
Orlando. I was going to Orlando. It was my first UFC fight.
Okay.
So that's when I was coming into US. And then as my dream was always to come to the US, I remember I landed, and then there was this guy at the baggage claim with the tablet with my name on it, UFC on top, like Francis Ngannou. And then I saw my name, we walked through him, take my bag, and then go to the car, drive. And at that moment, I'm just thinking of that, my first time in the US. And I'm comparing it in my first time in France. I'm like, this is so different. Right? I'm here, landing in the US, and there's somebody out there. I mean, I'm coming from a plane, right? And somebody is waiting for me. I walk there and then get in the car, drove me into the hotel, and I'm just laying back, I'm watching for everything. Like, okay, it's just going to my mind. I'm just processing stuff, right? And then we get to this hotel, Hyatt Residency. I never saw a hotel like that. And I just lay back, they go there, check in, and brought my key, gave me my key, room number. We went up, put my key, get in my room. I lock the door, I make sure the door is very locked. I look my phone, I call in Cameroon, and I say, hey, I have made it. I have made it. Because my whole dream was to be in America.
Right.
That was like my biggest dream since I was a kid. Like,
Right.
I remember, like, even since I was 8 or 7, I've been having nickname, calling myself American boy and all this stuff. Like, and they would call me like San Francisco. And I would force people to tell people like my name is San Francisco. Like, to this day, my signature is SF. And sometimes people is like, there's no S on your name. I'm like, it's my signature. You don't know my name. So I'm in the US, and I get in the US in the best way, no as I get in Europe. So, like, I made it.
So let me ask you a question. So when you got to the U.S., you have the fight in Orlando, you get a check. What'd you do with the money? You go buy anything special?
No. My dream is so big that obviously it's the money that I never had. But I'm looking for something else. I'm dreaming big. I don't have time for that. Okay, that's cool. Then what next?
Right.
What am I having, right?
Right.
It's comforting to think that if your brother make it, he's gonna think about you.
Right.
And then you're counting on him. You're counting on each other. So the day that you make it, you also have this in you. And we were so family focused, you know, like, and I always miss my family reunion. That my first goal was to make this happen, you know, until like I started to make those family reunion. Our dad wasn't at the table, but I was able to gather everyone and put in one table, maybe for Christmas, for something, or maybe just for the party that I came back home and decided that we're going to throw this party. And the good thing about it is like when you feel like you have that power. Okay, somebody is not missing because he's out there working. How much you making it work? I get you, bro. Come. When I say come, everybody come.
Right.